So I remember hanging out with you guys at one point. And I remember Prodigy had the bulletproof SUV.
Right.
And I was just thinking, and you guys were living like in Jersey or something at the time.
Nah, I never lived across the water.
Well, no, I mean,
P was in like he was up north, but still in New York State.
no, it was your manager at the time.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Right. 'Cause I was hanging out with him, and then I
Right,
think
right, right.
Prodigy was there. And
Right.
Prodigy had the bulletproof SUV.
Yeah.
Why at that point in your careers, and this is like 2004 or something like that. This was, you guys had been out for a while. You were established. You're not living in the projects anymore.
Right.
Why did Prodigy feel, a need to have this $200,000 bulletproof car?
I really can't say why. He probably. I guess he figured, we was down with G Unit and whatever drama they probably had might, come to us being signed to the label. So I'm assuming that that's why he got it. You know what I mean? Just to be like, just in case if niggas want to get at us because of, whatever they might have had going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he probably got it. But I never got no bulletproof truck.
Right. And then, along with the bulletproof truck, Prodigy continued to carry guns with him everywhere he went.
For sure.
Until that one day where he gets pulled over.
Right, because they was on him. They was following him everywhere. The hip hop police, whatever the fuck you call them, they was following him.
Right. And I guess when they pulled him over, I guess Alchemist was in the car as well.
Yup, that's what I heard. Alchemist was there.
And they tried to get Prodigy to set up 50 Cent.
That's what P told me. That's what P told me, and I was like, damn, it's like that? I was like, damn. But P would have never did that.
Yeah, I interviewed Prodigy about that.
They try to get me to confess, oh, whose gun is it? Is it your gun? Is it your friend Alchemist's gun? So, the kind of case it was, I already knew it was a legal search because they didn't ask to search my vehicle, and that's against the law, you know what I mean? So I already knew in my head what this was gonna be. I've been through it many times already. And they see that you're not cracking on none of those questions. They say, yo, look, really, we just wanna know about 50 Cent.
So then Prodigy ends up getting locked up for 3.5 years.
Yep.
How did it feel to have your rhyme partner, and just what I assume was your best friend, suddenly gone like that?
Man, I felt bad for him, you know what I'm saying, more so than me to be selfish and like, oh man, you know what I'm saying, Mobb Deep fucked up. I felt bad for him because I didn't want him to go to jail and do time, you know what I'm saying, for shit like that. We was thinking positive, hoping that he might beat it, but more and more it was looking like he wasn't gonna beat it, and he had to go away for a minute, and I felt bad. Like, I was like, damn, you know what I mean, fuck.
Yeah. Now, while he was locked up, he had what was known as the Prodigy prison rants, where I guess he talked about, the Illuminati. He said that Jay-Z was part of the Illuminati. He said owls were demonic, and a bunch of stuff that was a little weird. Like, how were you taking all this stuff when he was locked up?
I just let him believe what he wanted to believe on that level. You know what I'm saying? I never get involved with that part. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't really into that. You know what I mean? But I never second guessed what he believed. I was like, he fucked with that shit. He believed it. That's what he said. I believe he believed that. Word. Not saying he wrong or right. I'm like, okay.
Prodigy gets out, and Mobb Deep breaks up, but then you guys end up getting back together.
Right.
I don't really care about the breakup part.
Right.
What caused you guys to reconcile and get back together?
On two different things. You know what I'm saying? We was like brothers. We like brothers. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely missed each other. You know what I'm saying? And number two, it was bad for business. You know what I mean? It was definitely, the money was different. You know what I mean? You know, though we could both go off and do our thing, the foundation needed to come back together. You know what I mean? And, you know, we knew what time it was. So we hadn't seen each other in like a year. And when we knew it was time to go back to work, we hadn't spoken to each other on the phone. We just ended up in the studio together. What's up? Well, start recording like it was just like we saw each other yesterday. We wasn't trying to explain shit to each other, nothing.
And I think everyone was just so happy to see Mobb Deep back together at that point.
I was happy. You know what I mean? I was definitely happy about that.